Hello and welcome to my first YouTube. Yay! That sounded so dumb. I don't know what I'm doing. I get a lot of questions and I want to help people, and I feel like this is a little bit easier than trying to type it out. So, my name is Blake, aka Clone to Snug. I cosplay as Rex. I have a Mandalorian named Anno, which is an Ahsoka Mandalorian mashup, and then Captain Tuck is my most recent one that I finished. So yeah, we'll get into it. One of the questions I get asked the most is how to do weathering, how much it costs, what materials I use, how long it takes, and I've been getting a lot of questions recently about how to put it all together. So maybe I'll go into that one in another video. Weathering is definitely going to have to be another video. This is kind of be a Q&A. I asked yesterday on Instagram what people wanted to hear from the series. So I'm going to go through a couple of those little things, just kind of like a basic 101 intro into cosplaying and prop making. So the first question was specific recommendations for materials, paints, filaments, soft goods, and tools, etc. So there's a couple different things that we use in the community. 3D printing is a big one. I feel like everybody is getting a 3D printer, which is awesome. I have one. It's currently broken. But 3D printing is an amazing way to get started. Even if you just want to do small little props to start, or if you want to go ambitious and print a whole helmet like me and fail like 4 times, you can do that as well. So you have 3D printing, then we have resin printing, which I'll get into the negatives and positives of both of those in a second. And then for helmets, you also have resin cast, which is really cool. I really like resin casts. They're a lot quicker to work with. They do usually cost a little bit more. And then you also have, which is what the clones are made out of, ABS plastic. So this is just a giant sheet of plastic, and then it is heated up, put over the whatever mold you have. It's heated up, and then they put it over and suck out all the air, and you get a little piece like this, and then you put it all together. So that is what the clones are made out of. And I'll go into a little bit more, but for paint, I just use Rust-Oleum. I use whatever paint looks the best. I'm not too particular on a certain paint. Like, I love Montana, but it's like 15 bucks a can, whereas Rust-Oleum's like $4.89 or something like that. So if it's the right color, I use it. If it happens to be Montana, then I use Montana. If it happens to be Rust-Oleum or Krylon, not Bear. I tried Bear. They had terrible paint. Don't ever buy Bear. But any of the other stuff, I just use it. Whatever can gets me the right color. Like Captain Tuck, I had to go out and get a Krylon can because that's what the color was that worked for it. So there's that. For tools, lots of sandpaper, unfortunately. If you want to get into cosplaying or prop making, you're going to have to learn how to sit there and sand for hours. It's a lot of sanding, so you're going to need a sander and then just sandpaper. You're also going to need like these guys, you know, these guys getting little cracks. One of the things that I've learned recently that I really like was drywall sandpaper. Actually works really well for finishing. You're going to need wet sandpaper as well. And then Bondo Spot and Putty, which I don't recommend buying on Amazon because it usually takes like 2 to 3 weeks. For whatever reason, I've always had trouble with it. You can go down to your local AutoZone and pick up Bondo Spot and Putty. Let me grab some real quick. It's in a little tube, comes out red. Bondo Spot and Putty, you're going to need a sharp blade, so something like this, to cut the plastic if you are doing a clone kit. And then, yeah, so I think that's pretty much it. Spray paint, knife. I said Dremel, I'm pretty sure. A Dremel. If I didn't say Dremel, you're going to need a Dremel. That one, I personally feel, is a must if you're doing a clone kit, because you can really grind it down really quick. The first kit when I did it, which I'll go into as well, that was another question that I got a lot. The first kit, I just sanded everything down because I was so nervous on making cuts and messing it up. But once you get the hang of it, the Dremel, you can just use it and just cut it all down really quick. So I'll go into that question next. I got a lot of, how long does it take you to make a clone kit? And the first kit that I made was Captain Rex. He took me about 6 months to make. I started doing it during the pandemic, so I didn't have any building groups. That's how I started my Instagram, was trying to figure out, find people who could give me advice on how to make stuff. Imperial Surplus has a YouTube and they show you how to do it all, but I still just needed help. So that's why I created my Instagram, was basically to help, and now I'm here trying to help other people. Like me, who didn't really know what they were doing. So that's how this is going. Yeah. And then the second kit, the second kit, my Captain Tuck, took me about a week. So once you kind of learn what you're doing, it gets pretty easy. Like I'm lucky because all the cuts that you're supposed to make on the kits that Kevin gives you is perfectly for my size. So that's lucky. You might have to extend or shorten it, or not expand it, or make it smaller. Whatever fancy word is for smaller. Let's see. Next question. How did you get so fine? Okay, little mamba. Get out of here, Carter. The other one is, how much does it cost? So cost is definitely a concern. I know people who make things, like I said, out of EVA foam and cardboard. Like my friend BK, she kills it. She makes cardboard helmets and EVA foam kits, and she spends probably like $100 on each kit. But I don't have talent like that, so I stick to getting kits like from Kevin from Imperial Surplus. A clone kit is gonna cost you roughly $1,000, give or take, on what kit you want to get. It's definitely not a cheap hobby to get into, unfortunately. But they look great. You can go to Etsy and try to get a kit, but I feel like I've gotten scammed a couple times, just on, not kits, but just other things that they have a picture, they made one nice thing, and then you get it and it doesn't look that great. Kevin does an amazing job. He's been doing it for years. If you want to get into the 501st, all the clone kits are from him. I would say 99% of the time. Some people do 3D print it, but that gets heavy, and I feel like that's a lot more work, a lot more sanding, I feel like. But I feel like I'm just rambling on here, and let's move on. So, clone kits, ABS plastic, cost around like $1,000, give or take. 3D printing it depends. If you have a 3D printer yourself, it will definitely be a lot less expensive, but it'll take more time, because for one helmet, this helmet right here took about 110 hours. So you gotta think that's this piece, and then you have to cut things into pieces. So if I have a chest piece, you know, this is almost as big as my chest and it goes all the way around, you're gonna have to cut it into a bunch of different pieces and print it out. So it all depends on what your budget is, what you like to do, how far you want to take it. For clones, I recommend that. For Mandos, I recommend 3D printing, and I recommend Alter Ego. There we go. Couldn't think of his name. He has really amazing kits. That is one of his helmet over there. My whole kit is from him, and I love his work. He just came out with some gauntlets, so I'm gonna print those out, and I will also do a YouTube on them, I guess. Why not? Let's see. What's another question I get? Strapping. Strapping kits for the clone kit. I'll have to probably make a separate video, but all it is just I have one of those, it's like a turtleneck, like half turtleneck that goes down to here, and then because Imperial Surplus doesn't sell the kits anymore. I believe they're from Jedi's Closet. I'm pretty sure that's who makes the kit now. I will have to double check that. But basically it's 2 straps of Velcro hanging off the side, and then I attach my bicep and my shoulder to it, and that keeps it all in one. And then for the bottom portion, I have my thighs. Some people do it differently. I just have a belt that connects to another piece of 2 Velcro that attach into it. I'll go into another video showing it more briefly, but like I said, this is just kind of a all-around encompassing 101. But I will make more videos on that. What are the other questions? Costume made out of ABS 3D printed. How do I get out print lines? Like I said, lots of sanding. Bondo Spot and Putty, which is this guy right here. Some people, and primer as well. What else do we have here? I feel like I did that really fast. I don't know. If you guys have any more questions, let me know in the comments down below. I am at 11 minutes, so that seems really long for YouTube, and I'm going to cut it off here, and if you guys have any more further questions, I'll make videos on it. So, yeah. Bye.